After 43 years of impacting students at Cedarville University, a beloved communication professor reaches retirement. Kat Braden reflects on how this professor impacted both students and student radio.
My favorite part about being a professor here, some of the close relationships I've been able to develop with students that go beyond the classroom. You know, once they graduate, they're not students anymore. We became friends when they're students, but our friendships have developed. I've attended weddings, been a best man at a wedding for a student. Just the depth of relationship, and to see those students, those graduates, willing to pour back into the lives of our current students, you know, taking phone calls.
The thing that I appreciate most about Professor L is that he was very sort of like father-like to us, really. When you think about it, he really was able to just tell us, hey, if you ever have a problem, reach out.
Mr. L is now facing his last semester here at Cedarville University. Not only does he leave behind students that will miss him dearly, but he leaves behind a massive legacy.
The impact Mr. L has on Resound is massive. First and foremost, I mean, this is his creation. He is the founder, the originator, it's his idea, and his passion seeps through everything of making sure our mission is always, you know, not just having fun as an org, but as a training ground for professionals. And so that's something that all of his ideals, all of his missions, statements, his goals and values we hold to today, of training students up, it being a workplace for all students of all majors to try it out.
I started working on getting permission to build Resound as soon as I started teaching in 1982. It took until 1989 to get permission. That's when I put the first leadership team together. And we worked on developing program. We didn't actually go on the air until April 5th, 1990. It took that long. But yeah, we started in 1990. And have carried on till now.
What I appreciate most about Mr. L would be his humility. He's been in the industry for so long and he knows everything and can do everything, but he doesn't flaunt that, and that's what I really like about him.
Professor L is such an essential part of his department that he leaves the audio major and the Resound radio station in the capable hands of 2 new faculty members. The Cedarville University Theater Department is facing a significant change, sparking questions like why the theater major matters, how does it impact others, and how is theater a ministry? Kat Braden gets some answers from the program director.
I always say that theater enables you to hone skills that are inherent in every job that you'll ever have. I have a list that I go through at CU Friday with parents who are panicking because their student wants to study theater.
The theater department is preparing for a new staff member, and in this time of change, one should remember why theater is important.
So next year, we'll be bringing on board Chad Kennedy, and he's going to be bringing a lot of energy and excitement to our program. Our students are really excited that he's coming on. He has comparable skill sets to things that I do, but we're different enough that he's going to be able to bring new things to the students. There is an area of theater that's called devised theater, which is built basically on improvisation and storytelling, so you almost create the story as it goes, and he does a lot of work in devised theater, so I'm excited about that component coming to our program.
Theater is important because not only is it storytelling, but it can also be a ministry.
But what theater does is provide you with an opportunity to think creatively, to manage large teams of people, apply your biblical knowledge to an artistic community, to use storytelling as a way to influence. So I think if you just kind of pull back and look at the grander scope of theater, it's telling stories in a way that touch and reach people with whatever message you'd want them to have or to contemplate, that ultimately here at Cedarville points them to Christ. We've fortunately been able to have a lot of conversations even with crew members, actors, certainly audience members who have been touched in a way and brought closer to the Lord in a way that they may not have experienced any other way.
Theater tells a story, and Cedarville equips the actors to be able to share the story of Christ. For freshmen, they cannot begin to imagine what a leave is exactly. The contestants for a leave are highly secretive about what their acts are, and on Saturday, April 26th, 2025, the events will be known when Cedarville University hosts a leave, the Cedarville version of the Academy Awards. Different awards will be presented and multiple performances will take place. This is the biggest Cedarville student-led event of the year. Tickets are now on sale for the event and can be purchased through the Cedarville SGA website under Aleve. This year, tickets were in a new format where you choose the exact seat you want when you buy your ticket. Before Aleve begins, there will be the Aleve pre-party located on the Stevens Student Center patio from 4 to 7 p.m. There will be food trucks, music, and free gifts. The pre-party will bring students together before they flood the Jeremiah Chapel to watch Aleve, which runs from 7 to 9 p.m. For students with early entry access, there will be a line starting at the Stevens Student Center patio where yellow flags will be displayed to take you to the Dixon Ministry Center, where doors will open at 6 p.m. For those with balcony or waterfall seats, the line will also start at the Stevens Student Center patio, where blue flags will be displayed to lead you to the Dixon Ministry Center, where the doors will open at 6:30 p.m. Cedarville SGA released tips to make Aleve a better experience. To make seating arrangements easier, before Aleve, make sure to know where you are sitting. This can be done during chapel. Everyone will be given a light-up wristband, so make sure you sit in the correct section so the colors will be correct. We can often find ourselves overlooking important aspects of our daily lives. Sometimes we need a reminder about why these aspects can be important in shaping our lives and our spiritual growth. Kat Braden helps remind Cedarville students of the importance of this academic requirement.
It's the university's commitment to the fact that what we're teaching here is certainly valuable for our graduates.
There are 5 required classes for the Bible minor. There's Bible and the Gospel, which I teach. There's Old Testament and New Testament literature. And then there is Theology 1 and Theology 2, of which I teach Theology 1. I think the Bible minor is important because it shows that our beliefs about God affect and filter into every area of our life.
Many years ago, the faculty sat down and said, what is it that we want all of our Cedarville graduates to know, what we want them to feel, what we want them to be able to do? And we laid out outcomes that we wanted for all of our students. And one of the most important outcomes we had for all of our students was that they be familiar with the scriptures, they understand what God has to say in His Word about salvation.
The Bible Minor is not just for Cedarville students, but through the Bible Minor project, it is available for anyone for free online.
So Cedarville University offers the Bible minor in what's called the Bible Minor Project in an online format. So you can actually go in for free and take all 5 of the classes that are required for students, but are available to you as a non-student.
There are many people who would love to be able to come to Cedarville or come to a college like this, and they just, either because of finances or their place in life, they can't do that. So what the university has done is we've decided to make those courses available so that the people are able to have access to them and get the benefit of say, Dr. Miller teaching Old Testament literature. Cedarville is more than just a business. This is a ministry where our whole purpose is to be able to further the work of Christ throughout the world.
The Bible Minor is so important that anyone can watch the classes for free online at Cedarville's website under the Bible Project. Spring break is typically spent either relaxing with family or traveling. At Cedarville University, many students choose a different path, embarking on short-term mission trips to spread the gospel. Julia Swain explains more.
I think the purpose of Global Outreach is the same as just any Christian missions is just furthering the kingdom and proclaiming the gospel in all corners of the world. So our trip works with the Urban Youth Ministry. We stay in facility for the most part, and we do work projects around their facility, things like cleaning, organizing, things like that. And then in the evening, when the kids get off school, they come to the facility and we hang out with them, play games, do Bible studies, things like that.
We worked in 2 child care centers throughout Peru. And in both of them, many of the kids we worked with came from fatherless homes. They didn't have any male figures in their lives. And it was just an opportunity to play with them, do VBS, and even lead them to the gospel. And for me as well, it was also spiritually enriching to see God work through us.
So the Malawi missions trip was focused on public health basis. It was started by a nurse who was a nurse practitioner, and she wanted to educate volunteers in the community how to do public health in their own community.
Our trip to Hong Kong was to support the ministry of the missionaries who were working there. They had a college ministry that they were working with, and we came and we were able basically to be people magnets. Having a bunch of white faces in Hong Kong had a huge attractive draw for all of the Chinese students who were there going to school and coming to some of these ministries that the missionaries put on. And so we were there. It brought a lot of extra people. We were able to have some gospel conversations with them, which was the ultimate goal, like getting out the gospel to these students.
By the end of the 2024-25 school year, Cedarville University's Global Outreach Department will have sent 53 teams all across the U.S. and the world. With trips ranging from Chicago to Hong Kong to Peru, Cedarville University's Global Outreach Department exists to share the gospel with people all across the world.
I think that global outreach really provides an opportunity for Cedarville students to see that done firsthand and understand the importance of then sending out believers to go and preach the gospel. I don't think a lot of Cedarville students are going to become missionaries. Just proportionally, I think there's very few that will actually go out long term, but I think that it kind of provides an idea of the importance of sending missionaries out themselves.
If you're interested in supporting these students, information can be found on Cedarville's website under Global Outreach. This year, the Cedarville Township Trustees received a large grant allowing them to repair and remodel the historic Cedarville Opera House located in downtown Cedarville, Ohio. The goal of the remodel is to restore the Opera House to its original character while having modern amenities and compliance with current codes like ADA requirements. Since 1984, the Opera House has been slowly facing different renovations. The Opera House will soon feature amenities like updated bathrooms, projectors, sound equipment, and elevators. The Opera House is part of a project to restore both the Cedarville Opera House and the Clifton Opera House to enhance the usability of these facilities for community events while preserving their historical significance. The renovations begin in early May 2025 and end in late January 2027. In 1984, a group of people were able to save the Opera House from being torn down by placing it on the list of the Historic Preservation Commission of Cedarville, which declares the Opera House a historic landmark. This means that the Opera House cannot be torn down. The Cedarville Opera House, originally constructed in 1886, features the architecture from the Romanesque Revival. This opera house was created as a 1/3 scale build of the Royal Albert Hall in London. Shortly after its finished construction, there was a fire which resulted in the brick opera house that stands today. For the next 60 years after it opened, it was the social capital of the area, entertaining many guests. The opera house had events ranging from traveling minstrels, high school or college graduations, and political rallies. The thought of leaving home and leaving everything you once knew behind for college is a daunting thought. Some students face this challenge as they leave their home country to come to Cedarville University. Kat Braden shines the spotlight on how they cope with the distance.
The first year when you arrive, the first few months are kind of hard because you're like wondering if you made the right choice to just leave your family and come in the US. And then sometimes, up and downs, and you can have some homesickness moments.
Not this past year, but I felt homesick winter of 2023.
I feel when I'm very busy and usually during breaks, if I stay in the US and I go to someone else's family and I see families gathering together, I'm like, I know I'm not at the right place. I know that my family is home and I should be with them. So those moments are kind of hard. Breaks are kind of hard, yeah. But during the year it goes so fast that you don't have time to miss home a lot.
During the many breaks that Cedarville students have throughout the academic school year, many students get to go home and visit their families. Some students, though, only have the opportunity to visit their families once a year.
Since moving weekend, I've been opportunity to go once, which was last year.
I went twice, last summer and last Christmas break.
I know I'm really far that I can't really get to eat some good food.
I think last time on the plane I checked up and it was around 15,000 miles. Cedarville is a special place. We are being formed how to be good in our future work and how to be a man and woman of God. And I think that I haven't seen that in a lot of other places. I'm really, really glad and blessed to be here to just beneficiate to that education.
So I was looking into universities to come to in the US. A friend of my dad suggested Cedarville, pointing out it's a Christian university. So we took a look at it and discovered that it's a really nice place to be, the community, heart-centeredness towards knowing the Lord. I was really drawn to Cedarville because of community and love for God.
We don't have colleges like that in Europe, like Christian colleges that have a good theology and also a good education.
Kind of missed family.
I can always call my parents my family. Yeah, family is a big thing. I just miss family because it's hard to be away from them for so long.
Many students like them join the organization MISO, which is for international students, where they can join together over the shared experience of being so far away from home.